Welcome guys, it's Andy and Simon here from D6 Evolution, and today we're taking a bit of a break from the tactics stuff and we're really just talking about the future of the channel, where we think we should be going with things, and more importantly we want your guys' feedback on what you like about the channel, what you don't like, what you want to see more of.
Yeah, the channel's been going really, really well so far. We've had a lot of good feedback on the tactics videos, some great feedback on our battle reports, which have been doing really, really well.
Yes, we have a whole 3 of them now.
We've got 3 of them now, they've been doing alright.
I mean, I think the battle reports, they're a bit of an experiment on exactly what's the best way of filming them, because they're a lot more complicated than the tactics videos to try and cut down into a manageable.
There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that we need to do sort of after we've done the battle reports, which is just something we're going to learn as we go along, really.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, I think the core of the channel, the reason that I started doing this was the tactics videos.
Yeah.
Because that's really what I'm into. My whole thing is that whatever army you bring to the table, bring your A game with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, play it as well as you physically can, and yeah, that's why I started the channel. I wanted to do these like cheeky little tactics videos.
Yeah, because the channel has a main focus on the sort of competitive side of 40k.
Is there another side?
Apparently, there is another side which is some power level or something like that. Something no one else uses, basically.
Yeah.
But with our sort of competitive slant on the channel, it makes sense for us to concentrate on tactics videos, sort of talking about what's going on in the meta and how to counter some of the harder models and armies out there.
Yeah, and guys, if you've got ideas for tactics videos or you've got things which you're not sure how to deal with, drop us an email or leave it on comment section on one of the videos, or even on this video, because this is what this video is designed for. Let us know what you want to see for them. Next thing I've got coming up is I'm doing a series of videos on flyer move blocking, and I've got some really cool ideas on how you can counter that. Yeah, which is a lot of fun because people are so smug when they do that to people, aren't they?
Coming from an Imperial Knight player, it's the most infuriating thing being move blocked because we have such large bases. So,
do you prefer being move blocked by flyers or by scouts?
It's a tricky one. I hate both equally as a knight.
Because neither should, in reality, should be able to do that.
At least I can kill the scouts, whereas I can't really do anything to a very annoying Eldar flyer, for instance, which is infuriating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what we also want to do is, I think throughout the year now, GW bring out these chapter approved and FAQs when they sort of get announced, and we'll probably do some bits of talking about them as well, because with the new upcoming chapter approved FAQ, there's going to be a lot of shake-up with the current meta, so we'll probably talk a little bit about that as well.
And everyone loves talking about FAQs or what may be in an FAQ.
Absolutely.
I can't help myself.
Everybody loves speculation. Everyone loves rumours. So.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the only people who put a video out about it. So
no, but it's good fun, isn't it? Thinking about
it is
coming up.
It is. We've had some interesting conversations about what we suspect might happen and what's likely and what isn't likely to happen with all the stuff going on. So
yeah.
But I think with our focus mainly being on the tactical side of it, we don't need to worry too much about the FAQ bits. Really,
no. We'll
concentrate on the.
And we've got some good friends who live just down the road who do Glasshammer Gaming. So last time we had an FAQ, we got Dan Bates on from that.
Yes,
and they're all part of Team England for the ETC. So
when
we do actually need some real advice about what's going on in the meta, we can drag those guys on.
Yeah, Dan and Manny over from the Glasshammer guys, who are part of the English ETC team. They're really knowledgeable with the goings on with the actual tournament meta. So when we get towards sort of the big FAQs, I'm sure we'll bring them in and have another chat with them.
So yeah, Dan was on our last FAQ video about the spring FAQ, and Manny won our D6 Evolution tournament.
He did
back in July. We've got a video on that on the site as well if you want to see Manny talking about his god awful Blood Angels captains and custodies, and
it was a filthy list that abused what is currently an issue with the Imperial soup at the moment. But
but he was a little bit ahead of the curve at the time, wasn't he? He knew about that stuff before it really became.
His army was actually quite interesting what he won with. I think a lot of people were expecting it to be super jet bike heavy, minimum guard, and a couple of smash captains. And it was actually quite a large amount of guards.
Board, yeah.
It was a huge amount of guards. I think it was just 3 shield captains and a couple of smash captains, wasn't it? It was quite an interesting list. It wasn't something you normally see.
Yeah, no, it was good. He was. I mean, it's becoming more of a thing now, but a few months ago, it was certainly.
Yeah, apart from what we saw at Nova with the Imperial Knight instead of the shield captains, it was very similar to Manny's list.
Yeah.
Just exchanged an Imperial Knight for custodes, basically.
Yeah, but yeah, what we're saying is those guys, they're great if you want sort of talk about the meta, and we can drag them on fairly easily as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, I mean that's it really. I can't think of much else apart from the battle reports. Hopefully, we'll be getting a little bit of a upgrade in terms of quality.
Yeah, I think the thing with battle reports at the moment is we do need to get our. We really like having fully painted armies in our battle reports. It's a big thing I'm really an advocate for, and I know you want to get your stuff done. So we're making sure we've got sort of the best quality painted miniatures on our battle reports as well.
Yeah. So what armies we've got at the moment? We've got my Custodes, my Dark Angels. Hopefully soon, if this is a shout out to Gareth, get my army painted for me.
Yeah. So Sisters of Battle army coming.
Battles, yeah.
I've got a load of armies. So I've got Imperial Knights. I've got the Harlequins.
Yeah.
I've got my Admech. Those are my sort of my big 3 main ones.
Yeah, and then we've got Wes, who's got I think just about every army.
Yeah,
he's got a new army every time I see him.
Yeah, Wes has got a fully painted of pretty much everything now. So
yeah,
I'm sure you'll see his beautifully painted stuff.
He's got Deathwatch, Harley's,
Baal Tan Eldar,
and Dark Eldar.
Dark Eldar, a massive Dark Angels army.
Yeah.
He's got quite a few bits and pieces that are really nice.
And he's got Genestealer cults as well. So we've got quite a few armies we can play around with for the battle reports without even getting anyone else on. Strictly for the battle reports, we're going to keep them competitively focused. We're going to keep the sort of tactics in mind, so if we see something in the battle report we think is worth a sort of a mention, we'll sort of explain what we're doing as we go along. And that's the sort of style I want to do, but maybe just refine it a little bit.
It's nice to have our tactics videos and actually put them into practice. So, I mean, a lot of people will see some of the tactics videos and say, when does that ever come up in a game?
Yeah.
I think the move blocking one you're going to have coming out soon is going to be something you're not going to see very, very often, but...
It depends what army you play. If you play your Imperial Knights, you're going to see it half your games. But...
Yeah, for most players it might not be very prevalent in their games, but when you see it actually in a game, it'll be quite interesting to see how real players interact in that sort of occasion. So it's nice to have the battle reports there to show off stuff we're teaching people in the...
Yeah, and most of these things, everything's situational in these tactics videos.
Absolutely.
And you've just got to realise that sometimes it's very situationally relevant and you should be using it, but a lot of the times it isn't. But
yeah, I mean...
The reason I did it though is because I go to tournaments and I do these stupid things to people and they just look at you with a blank face like, can you do that? I was like, yeah, you really can.
Yeah, there's just some little tricks out there that people might not even realise.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have an actual sort of video representation of people showing you how exactly it's done. Yeah. So it's quite nice to have.
And I've got a long list of things which I'm just working through at the moment of dumb tricks in the game. And obviously every time we get an FAQ, those little dumb tricks, some of them change. Yes. Fortunately, some of them do go away. Hopefully not everything I've done a video on, because that would be really annoying. But I
don't think so. I think the game is currently in a really good spot in terms of how armies interact. It needs some fine tuning on GW's part. So
yeah, we're not going to get into exactly because that's for another video.
Exactly.
Yeah. Basically, we love Warhammer.
We do. I think that's the big thing, because everyone loves the game, and we want to make people as good as we can.
Yeah. Basically, my aim is to try and get people who are struggling First of all, I want to try and get people to go to tournaments. I want people who are maybe at the bottom tables trying to get up towards the middle tables, to sort of top of the middle tables. I'm not a top table player myself. I just get battered down as soon as I'm up there. I'm usually up there for a game, maybe 2 games at most. But we're not. This channel isn't for top tier players. This is for people who want to try and get near the top.
I think for people we're sort of aiming at, it's for people who want to get involved in competitive gaming.
Yeah,
most of the stuff you'll see on our channel is probably not. It's going to be stuff you already know. But if you're looking into competitive gaming and you want to just get a few, tricks and tips on what you can do with your army at the competitive level, there's some really good stuff in there.
Yeah, and equally with our battle reports, you'll see we're going to try and emulate some of the more competitive lists out there. So if you play against them, then you're going to know what you're up against, really. And,
Yeah.
And to that mind, I'm also going to be trying to do a series of videos on just like, not necessarily a codex review, because I find those quite dull, and I find a lot of other people do them, and I don't particularly want to do something that a lot of other people are doing, but maybe like do for like my custodians, right, what are the top 5 or 6 stratagems, what do you genuinely need to know about if you're playing against this army? And great, everyone knows Swooping Dive, but beyond that, do you actually know what custodians do? Because there's some really cheeky things out there with Tanglefoot grenades and...
Yeah, we talked about doing some kind of like
Yeah.
top tips for
or like
certain armies.
or against, because most people know the top stratagem or the top 2, but do you know like the top 5 stratagems that people are genuinely going to use against you? Because you don't want that sort of feel-bound moment where you have no idea what an army is going to do against you.
No, exactly.
So when you step up to the table, you have a good generic idea of what this army does. Then you can just clarify a few little points.
Yeah.
So we're going to do like the top stratagems, and for some of the more complicated armies, we're going to show you like what a competitive list looks like, and I'm going to show you how it interacts. Where, like, particularly if you watch the start of our latest battle report about Nurgle Demons, it's pretty much going to be like that. Where Lewis took us through exactly how all of his Nurgle Demons, how they get all the buffs off the various different things. And that's really cool. And we're going to try and emulate that and just brief army descriptions, probably about 10-minute videos, do that, and then we're going to do one on the stratagem, so that over the course of 10-15 minutes you get a really good idea of what
useful combinations that armies can, like interactions between units, which are always really good.
Yeah, I just want people to step up to the table, they know what they're dealing with.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we can cover our armies. There'll be a few we'll need to drag Manny or Dan or someone else into to give a little talk on, but I think it's a really cool thing.
We've certainly got a really great group of people who have got, you know, excellent knowledge of the competitive side of gaming. We can always bring into the channel. Like I said, knowing the Glasshammer,
the Glasshammer
guys have been really good.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, they're at the top end of the competitive scene now. Like I said, they're all ETC members, most of them, and they do the official live stream for the ETC, which is really good. So they have, like I said, they've got a really great knowledge of the really sort of top end of the competitive spectrum.
Yeah.
So if we need anything like the super high end competitive voices, we got guys to talk to, basically.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be cool. Yeah, it's gonna be really good. So guys, for a start, if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, you subscribe to my channel if you've got this far through it. And guys, let us know what you want to know more, if you want to see more of in the future.
You can also interact with us on our Facebook page, which is just D6 Evolution on the Facebook.
Yeah, you can find out about our upcoming tournaments there. I think the next one's going to be January, but we haven't officially announced it yet. So
nothing official, but we're always really active there. So if you have any questions you want to ask us, then feel free to message us there as well.
Awesome. Right, take care, guys.